Here we go. I don't know if yes, it's afternoon, it's midday in Europe, Western Europe, Rome time. So I guess we have different time zones all over the world. But one thing stands, and that's the fact that we wake up every day to say, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to Nigerians scattered around the world. Nigerians in abroad, Nigerians back home, you are welcome to African Democratic Congress debate competition on this very first day of the month of October 2021. And my name is Mark Godwin Iwejuan. With me also is the African Democratic Communication and Media Director, headquarters Abuja. And that's the person of, go ahead, say your name, go ahead. If I like say, go ahead. I just introduced
Hello,
you.
good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm speaking already. My name is Barrister.
Oh dear. Okay, this is the Independence Debate Competition. It is tagged Independence Revival. Now listen to this. It is one thing to have a political party. It is another thing for that political party to be active, relevant, and bring in inputs that could make things progressive. African Democratic Party is not just an ordinary political party. We believe in progressive things. We have ideology, and that is one thing most parties in Africa don't have these days. We have an ideology. We believe in we have our core values. We have our core mission and aims. Now, one of such things is enlightening the minds of people. One of such things is having discourses that are relevant and discussions that are important, discussions that could bring real good change in our country. So this afternoon, we're having the African Democratic Congress Independence Debate Competition. We've tagged it Strategic Compass for a New Nigeria. Today, we're having with us the group we call the Generation X and the Generation Y. Generation X and Generation Z. Now, take note that this event is coming to you courtesy of African Democratic Congress headquarters, Abuja, and African Democratic Congress Diaspora Network. So you are welcome wherever you are. Sit back and be ready to hear some good discussion. Yes, some real good discussion. We've also tagged it battling with words, defending what you believe in. So with us for this great competition are honorable gentlemen and women from all over the world, from Germany, from Spain, from Italy, from the UK, and from Nigeria. So first on the list is, let me start with the ladies. Let me start with it. Honorable Fenla, are you there now? Can you take it from there? You were about to introduce yourself.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm Barrister. I'm the National Director of Communications and Programs at the African Democratic Congress. And this debate session happens to be the first, event of its kind at the African Democratic Congress.
That's correct.
And it was orchestrated by the need, not just the need to do something different, but then the need to pass along that message that the African Democratic Congress is a learning platform. That's correct. And unfortunately, in Nigeria presently, we don't have a political party that represents that learning platform. Instead, what we have political parties that you only get to hear their candidates talk close to elections, when we are days, few weeks or few days to election. As a matter of fact, we have it in the history of our great country. Coincidentally, today happens to be, we are celebrating independence. And we have it in the history of our country that a party or some parties do not turn up for presidential debate, governorship debates and what have you. But ADC is that credible alternative party that intends to not just be the landmark, but then be the pace setter, which is why we are here today. And it's not a coincidence that this debate session is happening today, that happens to be our Independence Day. We are celebrating 61st year birthday as Nigerians. And we believe that with this wonderful event, we would have several other debate sessions, to unfold in the nearest future. Thank you very much, Honorable Mark Godwin.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's my co-moderator, Honorable Ifenla Olibide from the headquarters, Abuja. And today we will be coordinating this beautiful event. Obviously, from our look, you will know which side each one of us, the two of us, belong to. She's obviously with the Generation Z, and I'm obviously with the Generation X. So we want to battle with words. We want to see who has it. And at the end of it all, the winner will emerge. So this is it. ADC, African Democratic Congress, October 1st debate competition, tagged Independence Revival, Strategic Compass for a New Nigeria. So let's battle with words. Let's defend what we believe in, and let's give the facts. So to battle with words and defend what we believe in, first of all, we have with us, Honorable Ifenla, do you want to do the introduction of our contestants? Yes, you can do that. Go ahead. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Please, do us the honor, sir. Do us the honor, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, so I begin with the ladies. First on our list is coming from Nigeria, Abuja, is Honorable Juliet Esi Ehire. Esi Ehire, did I pronounce that well? And Honorable Juliet is ADC councillorship candidate for the Kubwa ward. Honorable Juliet is obviously representing the Generation Z, because she has her beliefs and she's working towards it. So Honorable Juliet, you're welcome. We give you a few minutes to say something. Go ahead, Honorable Juliet.
All right, thank you very much for the warm reception. I'm Barrister Juliet Ikaire, and a legal practitioner and also a politician. And my core focus being in politics is actually to sell out the integrity that I've actually portrayed all through my trajectory, and also put my foot forward to actually effect that change and make policies that can actually go a long way, even in the midst of a lot of bias going on in the system. And I think that's just it for now. That's just it for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And let me also add that I follow Honorable Juliet. You might not know this. I follow her footprints as she go about doing her councillorship movements for the Kubwa ward. And I'm impressed. I see passion and I see zeal. And this is the ADC gene, like we call it. That zeal to really do what you believe in and to get things done. So you're welcome, Honorable Juliet. You're welcome to this first edition of ADC debate competition. Yeah, so moving forward also, I don't know if our great man is here, but if he's not here, moving forward, we also have in our midst a man that has passion for Nigeria, a man that believes so much in a new Nigeria. I'm not saying this because he he has said few words. I'm saying it because I have spoken with him on several occasions, and I see that consistency in his belief. Nobody knows it better than this person when it comes to some key issues that brings progress. I'm not making your head swell, Honorable Adioye. I'm saying the fact. And I'm happy to have you in this debate. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, to the podium, Honorable Adioye Stevens from Germany, Europe. Honorable Adioye, go ahead, say some things, unmute and say some things. You need to.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, honorable ladies and gentlemen on the platform. It's amazing to be on this platform. Thank you, my brother Mark, for your effort. You've said it all. My name is Stephen Adeoye. I live, in one of the countries in Europe. And I'm a proud Nigerian to be in the diaspora. And I am really, thankful that we're celebrating our sister's first birthday. Independent Day. So I look forward to very interesting interaction on the platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Stevens Adeoye. He's going to be on the side of the Generation X, and he'll be giving us his take on why age and experience matters in the next election. Yeah, so he's there. While we wait for the other counterpart, I see the great man, another great man in our midst. These are young people that have a passion for what they believe in, and they don't just have that passion, they prove it, they show it. So with us also is Honorable Kela Balogun, the conveyor of the social reform movement in Nigeria and all over the world. Honorable Kela Balogun, yes, go ahead, yes, you're open.
All right, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And my name is Balogun Khalil. And I am a passionate Nigerian. And even though they keep on beating us every day, we do not despair, and we feel that the country can still be great, and some things can still change in the country, and that is why we feel that some of the points we are going to be bringing in would usher in a new dispensation of people like me, not like you, that I don't know, people like me can change or can see a vision of a different path from what we have been told. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, you can all see that the ground is shaking now. There's earthquake. The ground is shaking and people want to see who has it. So we're not wasting more time. Honorable Ifenla, do you have anything to say? Because we're about to ring the bell. We have to give the house rule. We have to also give the condition for the competition. Are you there?
Yes. I'm here,
Honorable.
So what about our other?
Oh dear. Honorable Ifenla, we need your network to be stable. Okay, the house rule, before we go into it.
Member from the diaspora is not, but I guess we could just continue. Yes. So we could just have our house rules. Okay, so basically we have four contestants, or rather we have four debaters, those representing Gen X and Y, and those of us, okay, I'm not supposed to mediate, I'm not supposed to bias, and debaters who are representing Gen Z. And for the side of the main debaters, you have 10 minutes to make your direct to the point, concise point, 10 minutes to do that. And for the first round, Gen X and Y will go first. So for this first round of the debate, Gen X and Y would go first, after which Gen Z, being represented by Honorable Khalil Balogun, would go. After that, we will go with the second round, in which the supporting debaters for both Gen X and Y and Gen Z would have terms. And we're giving them 7 minutes each. 7 minutes each to make. And when we are done with the final round, and for the final round, as Gen X and Y main debater would have 5 minutes for its final point, and Gen Z would have his final round, the 5 minutes also. Wait for the main speakers for both Gen X and Y and Gen Z, and you have 10 minutes for that. The second round are supporting speakers for both Gen X and Y and Gen Z. You have 7 minutes to make your additional points or new points. And for the third round, main speakers for both Gen X and Y and Gen Z will have 5 minutes to make their final points. And that would be all. Over to you, Honorable Magodwin.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's Barrister Ifela. So Barrister Ifela and myself will be the judges also. We'll be listening with our ears very, 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 very attentive to what you're saying. And remember, it's being recorded. It's live on Facebook, live on YouTube also. So this is it. Before we go into the debate, I want us to know this. What you're doing is what we term as legacy. ADC is showing to Nigerian politics what it means to really be progressive. Now, this discussion matters a lot. It is from these discussions that we build, we reason things out, and we begin to work and engage and grow. Now also, we are doing this because we are not just interested in leadership for the sake of leadership. We want to really impact. We want to make the world see a different kind of Africa. The world is waiting for Nigeria. The world is waiting for us eagerly, because there is something about each and every one of us in that country that we can add to this world. So this is a beautiful platform, and I'm honored also to be part of this very first event of its kind. And you are also honored to be in this. So it will be in the memory of from years to come that one time there was this kind of discussion, and it will go a long way. So you're welcome once again. So the bell will be ringing. There's a bell you will hear. Listen to this. There's a bell that will ring at every point in time when you're overstretching the time. And when you hear that bell, know that we are referring to you.
And so one other thing, sorry to interrupt you, Honorable Magodwin.
Go ahead.
So like Honorable Magodwin said earlier, we have the wonderful privilege to moderate and also judge the session. And so that means that we won't just be judging out of sentiment or out of bias. We make sure that we follow certain key points. So we are looking at the presenters or the debaters, your delivery and presentation, your time management, the key points you're making, and how accurate you're able to sum everything up. So we are not going to be biased. We will not be biased at all. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So to begin, we bring in our very first speaker from Europe, and that's the Generation X. Generation X. These are people that were born in the year 50s, 1950s to early 1970s. So we have grouped them into the Generation X. And to open that debate from that side is, once again, the Honorable Stephen Adioye from Germany. Honorable Stephen Adioye, go to the podium. The podium is open for you, sir.
Thank you very much.
The podium is open.
Greetings to everyone in the podium and all those who are listening and watching us. May I also thank you for making this possible. It's very historical. What we are to debate on this afternoon is experience and age a relevant criteria for the presidential election of 2023? Let me start by defining age and experience according to the Oxford Dictionary. Age is defined as the length of time that a person has lived or a thing has existed. Experience is defined as practical contact with and an observation of facts or events. Based on this definition, and as a born-again believer with a personal relationship with Jesus, I believe that the Bible is the Word of God. As a Bible scholar, I draw my knowledge and inspiration from the Word of God, the Bible. To address the topic of our discussion or debate this afternoon, I would like to give examples of a man which everybody knows as a great leader. His name was Moses. According to the book of Exodus in the Bible, chapter 2, verse 11 to 12, narrative, when Moses grew up, he leaves the Pharaoh's palace to visit his king, the Israelite. Seeing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, Moses checks to make sure no one is looking. He then killed the Egyptians and then buried the body in the sand. He was caught and he had to flee. Moses was 40 years old when he was forced to flee Egypt to tend the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro. He went through a period of training and mentoring from the one who called him until he was matured enough to lead the people of Israel for another 40 years. Moses was groomed as a prince in Egypt, and as we all know, princes and princesses were trained to be aggressive and to live like God. He went through 40 years of reformation as a result of that, until he was ready to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt. In the process, he was matured, stripped off of his aggression as he grew up as a prince of Egypt and known for. He became the most meekest man on the earth, according to the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 3. So if we look at the biography of Moses, he had 40 years been groomed as the prince of Egypt, who would eventually take over from his successor Pharaoh, and he was trained to become and mentored to become a Pharaoh. And obviously he left Egypt and tended a flock. He became a shepherd. And through the process, he learned to be a meek, a prudent, and a wise leader. Then he was prepared to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt. I repeat, 40 years, 40 years, and 40 years. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the leader that we're going to have or the presidential candidate in Nigeria must be 80. What I'm talking about is basically our system has been polluted with corruption and nepotism. This has become a culture of a social pandemic worse than COVID-19. The only cure is to reform our mind. We need reformation from the baby in the womb to have a godly training, a training that look at his or our brother and say, I am your keeper. A training that everyone has to go through to be mature to be a president or leader of Nigeria must be a training that reforms the mind. Age is important, experience is important, but a reform experience is what Nigeria needs now. We need to reform the system, and we need a team of leaders that will contest election and will not push money, but they will tell people what they're about to do, what they will do, and they will do it. We need leaders that will not take from people, but give people and empower them. In 2023, we need a leader that has what it takes, that has the experience of being a reformed mind, and that has the time to actually connect with people. We don't need a leader that will sit in Aso Rock and make policies. We need leaders that will mix with the people and make them understand that, yes, they matter. We need someone who has both experience and age aligned with the doctrine of being a servant leader. In conclusion, we need someone with the mandate to lead Nigeria by example, the mandate to reform our country, that this country will join nations in the world where it belongs to. At 61, we are thankful that we live up to 61. There have been a lot of things that happened in Nigeria, but let's face it, we're a young nation in terms of independence, but we're not young in terms of existence. So obviously, age matters, experience matters. But what my point of view is, where and what is written on the slate of your experience? You know, another ironic thing is, we want to have young people and we want to have them with experience. If you go and you want to be employed, they will tell you to be employed, you need experience. How can you have experience in a place where you have nepotism, where you have corruption? People are not given the chance to cross the ladder. So what we absolutely need is someone who will take up that mantle, lead the country and reform the country, and have leaders with him that will respect the dignity of human being. People like Martin Luther, people like John Knott, people like Samuel Ajayi Crowther, people like Nelson Mandela, people like Mary Slessor, people like Angela Merkel of Germany. So I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that once you have a leader, matured leader, with age, I'm not saying 80 or 90, I'm saying with age that has experience of reformation, and that all he wants to do is to take the mandate and lead to reform the nation and turn Nigeria to a nation of envy. Thank you very much for listening.
That's it. That's our very first speaker, and Honorable Stephen Adeoye. Thank you very much. We are looking out for your second speaker, and I don't know if he'll be able to make it, but we are going on. We're not looking at the time. We want to go to this speaker from the Generation Z. So who speaks first in the Generation Z? Sorry to ask. I should have asked that before. Who goes first?
Honorable Khalil is going first.
Oh, okay.
Honorable Khalil is going first.
Okay. So yes, we want you us to all sit back and listen to the Generation Z's first speaker speaking on this great topic, Is age and experience relevant criteria for 2023 presidential election in Nigeria? Is age and experience relevant? So our Honorable Ajoye had just said, yes, age and experience matters. So we want to hear somebody that has the other side of the coin. So you're welcome. Honorable Balogun, open up. Yes, go ahead. I'm looking at your time also.
Right. Thank you very much. I think that we have won this debate, even though we have not started. And I will tell you that one of the reasons why I think that we have won this debate is because the first speaker told us that Moses was around 40 years. And I will buttress your point by saying that even Jesus Christ himself was around 30 years to 33 years when he did all the miracle and delivered all the messages he delivered. So by looking at that age, 30 to 33 years,
he was able to, we need you in, not to just follow. Come in.
He was able to do a lot of things, and he was able to achieve a lot of things within those short periods.
Okay.
So Jesus did a lot of wonders. He did a lot of miracles. He stabilized some part of things. So I think that looking from that perspective, from your own perspective, even Moses was 40 years. Emmanuel Macron, who is the president of France, was 39 years. Looking at those age range, we would now understand that we have gotten so many things wrong by electing old people. So when we want to talk about age and experience, we understood that age is a factor, yes. Experience is a factor. But let us define how much the age we think we need for a country to move forward. One of the countries that tackled coronavirus very well was New Zealand. Their president or prime minister is in her 30s. I think her name is Jacinda Ardern. She's just 30-something years. And she was one of the people who tackled COVID-19 very well. I mean, they at some point they recorded 0 in their country. So, you know, when we look at how do they do it, we need to combine the age and the experience. I am very sure that she does not just wake up and become the prime minister. Along the line, she has been taught on how to do certain things, how she's going to manage crises, how she's going to do this. Probably at the age of 20-something, she was already in the House of Reps or House of whatever. I mean, what they use in their own country. She was already in the House and elected a prime minister at 30-something is no joke for any country. So we can see that age is a factor, but we don't want people who feel that they have become the black pot itself, because no matter how they said absolute power corrupts. So when you stay for so long in a position, there is nothing we think you can offer us because you have known the in and out and all intricacies, and there's nothing more you can offer. Secondly, coming from what the first speaker said, he said that experience is important, which we all agree. Experience is important. How many years do you need to get experience? We do not want to define that. But in as much as your antecedents could show that you have excelled in several capacities you have been put in, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, you know, like Jesus Christ, you know, 2, 3 years, yeah, was able to do all he could do, change the narrative, became someone you can never forget in the world, and he left the world peacefully. And up until today, till tomorrow, you would remember Jesus because he left a good legacy at a very young age of 32, 31, 30 years. So we need to understand that it is not by you being, you know, very old before you can make an impact. We need to understand what we can do in a very short while, at a very young age, to contribute our quota to the country. Because when we think, you see, for example, somebody said, oh, why don't you just start from the scratch? Why don't you go to National Assembly? Why don't you do this? It's easy to say. But what you would learn in an average National Assembly in Nigeria is nepotism and corruption. They would indoctrinate you. They will make sure that you have told the line. So the experience you will get is either you bend and do their will, or you are broken out of the system. So that is one of those things we are facing as youth. You see, when people say, oh, go and join this party, go and start somewhere, it's easy to say. But when you start, I've not seen someone who starts credibly well and would end credibly well. Your image would have been tarnished. You will have collected, if you don't want to collect bribe, they would evict you from the system. You will not even be able to grow old to be able to compete. So what they are teaching us, the experience they want us to get, is not the experience we wish to get. So having said these few points, I will now go into a reason why we feel that our generation will change things. And I'll give you 5 solid examples and a bad example, of course. And let me start with the bad example. Well, bad example from my perspective. The thinking of the leader of North Korea. See, some people feel he's doing the right thing. Some people feel he's doing the wrong thing. But most people feel, oh, he's arrogant, he's doing a lot of things, and he's young. That is the closest example I can see of a leader who is young and misbehaving according to people's perception. That's the only person I can see. Well, everybody have their own opinion. But let's now go to the remaining 5 world leaders that we know that are young and are doing well. One of them is Sana Marin. She's 34 years old and she's the Prime Minister. She's doing wonderfully well. Oleksiy is just 35 years old. He's the president of Ukraine. If you can imagine the president of Ukraine trying to stabilize Ukraine with how much body is children at this point, you feel that we are giving the youth less credit for how they are going around the country in order to justify that. Another person already mentioned, her name is Justina, New Zealand Prime Minister. She has done wonderfully well, and I think that what she has done, she has able to pass the predecessors and the old people that are doing top. Another person is is the current president. He's just 8 years old, and the guy has started to transform, root out corruption, and do a lot of things. I will now give you the reason why this kind of things is happening, and why we feel that everybody should start shifting towards useful thinking. In Nigeria, for example, the population of people between 0 and 14 is 47%. Between 15 and 40 is 44%. So when you look at the fact that your leader is above 65, which makes up of 2% of the whole population. You know, when you talk about people that are above 65 in Nigeria, they are just about 2.7%. So if you take 2.something%, a minority leading the majority, there is no way they can reason and interact with us at all, because they are far from reality, really far from reality. So when we talk about age is a factor. But how old do you think we can absorb as people? So if you have the minority leading the majority, we will be having a problem. So if you are 65 years and above in Nigeria, you shouldn't even think of leading us, because your majority are 65 years old. It's just 2% of the whole population of Nigeria, according to some sources I got online. So we need to start looking at someone who can really look at what we need as youth, how we
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Balogun. Yes, we are following. We are following you, but somehow I don't know if other people have you clear. Somehow your network wobbled, and I wasn't hearing you very clear. I don't know if it's me or everybody. Honorable Fela, was
Yes.
Balogun's network clear on your side? Was it audible enough?
Yeah, it was, I think 5 minutes into his debate, it started cracking, but I actually thought it was from my own side.
Okay, so, and that made us not, we didn't get much of the key points. We were listening to hear some key points. So, well, I will say that, but that's your time. So we will probably bring you back in the extra time. So, but sad enough, that's your time, and we didn't get it very clear. So we move on. But the introductory part I had was clear, and the message was sent. But I don't know if the network thing just took it off. Anyway, good speech. That's Honorable Balogun speaking on behalf of the Generation Z. The Generation Z are the class of what you call from the late 70s to 2000 to when now we are. So it has been classified as Generation Z. And Honorable Balogun is saying that age and experience doesn't really matter. It's not a criteria in the next presidential election. So thank you very much, Honorable. Now we're moving forward. We need to hear from the Assistant Speaker to the Generation X. Generation X Assistant Speaker, good enough, he's here with us. Chief Talkland. Chief Talkland, are you there? On mute.
Yes, I'm. Yeah, yes, I know. I'm muted. I'm okay.
Very good. So Chief Talkland is speaking on behalf of the Generation Z and Generation X, and he's saying that yes, age and experience is relevant criteria in the next presidential election. Chief Talkland, Tony Talkland, is a BOT member of ADC, and more importantly, he's the General Secretary of ADC Diaspora. So he's here as an honorable, he's here as an older, experienced person, and he has a lot to say. So we're putting our mic off and pushing Chief Talkland to the podium. Chief Talkland, it's your podium. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much for your nice, kind words. As you might have heard, my name is Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland, General Secretary to an organizing secretary to ADC Diaspora Network. I am also somebody who has been around. I'm a producer, coach, and a performing artist. Well, without wasting a lot of time, from my generation, I think in our current situation, age will be very relevant. It depends also on where someone is pushing it to, but for me, age and experience will be very relevant in the sense that most of us have noticed what happened from the 80s, and we know where our mistakes lie. We know where our mistakes lie. And we also know that there are some situations where we cannot avoid putting this experience issue on point. If you have passed through certain things, you've traveled wide, and you want to really, in great honesty, you want to really help in the leadership issue in Nigeria. It's a crisis. I call it a crisis. Because the leadership, we always look at the apex. I hear only the pyramid. I hear only the president. leadership has to be seen as, even in the presidential election, we have to see it a little bit broader. The president have to make decisions. He has to make tough decisions. He also need steady hands. And this is maybe what is missing in so many of the situations. So if you have this experience, you can put it into play. You can put it into play. And if you are in this generation that has passed through austerity measures and these measures and whatever you might call it, and you have seen the pains of the people, you have noticed how, you will not be erratic in taking certain decisions. Most of us know what the Civil War, the leftover of the Civil War, is just the discipline that has to be applied to this wealth of experience and in the category of this age that can make things work out, that can make the judgment without fear or favor, make it play out. So I don't really think that that at this time you might take a president can make a decision picking a younger person behind him, but in the real sense, we should be talking about not that old, but because I'm looking at the middle, this age of matured, well-experienced leader. So I will see it from my own angle that definitely it's not just this age issue. It has to be disciplined, but somebody has to be experienced and somebody has to be someone that has passed through several generations, at least not all the generations, but recent generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's our own Chief Ambassador, Tony Talkland. Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland has given his take on why it has to be the older generation, but he's specifying on the age, the age shouldn't be the old, very old, like what we've been seeing all these years in Africa. He's saying that, but the experience matters, but the age has to be somewhat between this, like we said, the generation X, generation Y. So thank you very much to Chief Tony Talkland. The dialogue is going on, the debate is going on, the podium is hot, and we want it to get really hotter. So also, because we want the podium to be really hotter, we will also open up to individuals that want to say one or two things, depending on the side you want to stand. So we'll be opening our mic to all the audience also, and even on the other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, whoever wants to say anything about this discussion, this debate is open to. So, but before we go on to the audience, let's still continue with the contestants. So on here with us is to support Generation Z. Generation Z is 1970s to the present time. Generation Z, we have to support the motion for age and experience is not very relevant, and to also back up Honorable Balogun is our dear barrister Juliet. Barrister Juliet, are you open? You can go ahead, my dear. Barrister Juliet.
Wow. It seems she's not online.
Maybe the network went off. Okay.
Wow. Yes.
Okay. While we wait, no panic. It's beautiful. We get better. This is the age of also added to what we're discussing. This is technology age. So we need to really begin to adapt to this part, you know, and get used to how technology works, make it better, make it stronger, and understand how to navigate ourselves through. So we're not going to be bothered. She will come in. I know she has a lot to say and good things too. So I want to do this favor to Honorable Balogun. Honorable Balogun, we lost some words when you were speaking because your network went off. So I want to bring you back and give you just 3 minutes. So can you give a summary of what you said when the network went wrong in 3 minutes? while we wait for your assistant. Is that okay? 3 minutes. Come back and give us some of your punchline.
Is it there?
Unmute your phone. Yes, he's here. Okay. Yes, let me say this. If you're having that network problem, you might probably off your video. Don't worry. We know it's you. So you could off the video. The video off could help the stable network.
Yeah, it will reduce the bandwidth.
Yes. So if you're having that problem, you could go off the video and let's just hear your voice. We understand. Honorable Kela, did you get that?
Kindly unmute. Honorable Khalil, kindly unmute.
Okay.
Aha.
Yeah,
Good.
I can hear you now.
Good. Go ahead. Go. So we are giving you 3 minutes because we understand it's network problem. It's not your fault. So 3 minutes to give a summary of what you said the other time, and let's get it clear. The key points.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. But I don't know where we stopped, but at the same time, I was trying to emphasize to everyone that the problem we have is not from, the generation, our own generation, right? Our own generation have been doing very well in the center stage. And whatever it is we want to do in Nigeria, we need to look at what is happening, what is applicable abroad, what is applicable in other countries. So I was saying that Sana Marin is just 34 years old, and she's doing wonderfully well as a prime minister. Oleski is also 35 years old. He's doing wonderfully well in Ukraine. Even though Ukraine is not stabilized, they are having problems with Russia and some of other counterparts. Justina, like I said before, who is the New Zealand president, who was the first person that had a 0 case in COVID-19, is also in her 30s. So people are doing so well in this age bracket. So the problem of Nigeria should not be about the age. It should be about how sincere are we to really want to solve the problem of Nigeria. The current El Salvador president is just 38 years old, and he has reformed the country. He has started rooting out corruption sincerely. So our problem really lies on what kind of youth do we want to lead the country. And as I was saying, that how many percent of 65 years and above in Nigeria currently are about 2%. So if someone from that age bracket is leading us, then we have a problem because they are the minority in Nigeria currently. 65 years and above should not even be saying they want to lead us because they are just 2%. So no matter how you want to do it, if a minority is leading majority, we are going to be having a lot of problems. They won't understand the majority, and the majority, they cannot effect change because they are the minority. We have 0 to 14 is about 43% in Nigeria currently, and 15 to 40 is about 44%. So that's already about 80%. The Generation Z has about between 70 to 80% in the current, what's it called in Nigeria. But they are the ones that would stay at home and not go and vote. They are the ones that would not choose who they feel should lead them. So if we can wake up from the slumber, I think that this generation should be able to elect someone who they think can relate to them and can understand them. I'll give an example of, let's say, for example, the fintech industry. An old person will tell you, I don't even know how to operate this thing. This thing is so complicated. How do I make this transfer? Put on our glasses or his glasses and say, my child, come and help me with this thing. But that is what is happening in the current world. So they cannot relate to what is happening. Let them just sit back, give us advice. They should serve as SAs. They should serve as special advisors, specialists on different matters, but not coming as at the helms of affairs because, number one, they are not flexible. And my major point is demography. Their demography is very low. So when we talk about flexibility, they are also not flexible. They don't take rash decisions. They cannot be on the hot seat. Today they will jet out to UK, tomorrow they will be in London. You know, so many health challenges. So we need younger people who are flexible and can make decisions and who have a mindset and are willing to try new things. I mean, they don't care what happens afterwards. Once they embezzle the funds they want to embezzle, they leave this country, they just die, and they don't even wait to reap whatever it is they have caused. Because in the next 10 years now, they are gone. Or let's say at most 20 years, the concept of leadership would go. And you know, we are the ones that will bear the brunt. If we don't have a good health infrastructure, they will not be alive to see it. If we don't have good roads, they will not be alive to see it. But if you are able to see what you did 20 years ago, and you are reaping it while you are alive, you will think twice before you make a decision as an elderly person. So these are the kind of things I am saying, and this is the reason why youth these days are taking over the world. We should not be a new thing in Nigeria. Yeah, I see Chief Ambassador raising his hand. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. You've concluded, summarized it so well, so very well. So that's Honorable Kela Balogun Ola, and he's speaking from Abuja, supporting that age doesn't really matter. Experience is not very relevant, and he has given his reasons. So we are going on. I saw that our great sister came back. I hope she's still there. Is Honorable Juliet with us now? Okay, I think she's still having. Please, like I said, if you have network issue, the bandit is not standing. Just switch off your video. Don't worry about the video. Switch off. Okay, she's here now. Can you call her and tell her she can switch off her video and just be with the audio?
She's left again.
Sorry? Sorry, we didn't hear that, Honorable Ifenla. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll reach out to her. I'll reach out to her now.
Yeah, just tell her to off the video, that it's okay to just hear her voice. So that
I'm here, please.
She's here. She's here.
Oh, good.
Changing the networks.
Yes, you know, we are saying that if you probably have that problem, don't worry, just switch off your video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it's only the voice, the network will be a little stable.
It's
You're welcome.
fine.
So the discussion is going on. The podium is hot. The microphones are burning, and we are hearing some real strong discussions. So to support the Generation Z is looking like they have some strong force. To support Honorable Balogun is our great sister, Honorable Barrister Juliet. Juliet, are you open? Go ahead.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And to the extent I listened to, I think that's where I'm going to start from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. I was happy the first speaker made an illustration with the Bible. And the same Bible tells us that Jesus, at the point when he wanted to start his ministry, he grew in wisdom and strength. That's tell you two things are important for leadership and management of people: wisdom and then stature. And what's the meaning of stature? Is the physical makeup. It embodies your strength, your capacity, your capability to be able to do things effectively. And the topic, like we've seen, is the old generation versus the Generation Z. And I would like you to agree with me that the Generation Z possess a high level of zeal, ambition, and then physical strength. And this can go a long way in helping to make the leadership a very smooth one. Age, like we said, is important. Like age, we already know is important. And the youth we're talking about are people that possess a level of understanding or a level of wisdom, even in the age bracket of from 25 to 45. That's the age bracket of youth. And therefore you will agree with me that they also possess a certain level of wisdom to be able to manage the affairs of leadership. And I'll give example by stating that our technological industry has grown, and this is because credence can be given to the youth. They've actually put in a lot of efforts when it comes to seeking for knowledge in this fintech, this technological advancement and development, and this has gone a long way to improving the situation of the country. Now, you will agree with me that the youths, if they can actually involve their time, their energy, and their resources to building up this sector in Nigeria, so why then can they not bring up innovative measures to push the country forward? The youth can actually do it, and I believe that they have the high zeal, they have the physical strength to be able to rule than old generation. You see, we're still talking about technological impacts. The UN and various world powers have stated that technology has a very important role to play when it comes to modernization and development. And these the youths are very good at. Our old generation are feeling so tired to actually go. It's not even easy to say you want to start seeking for knowledge at a certain age. You won't be able to do much. Why don't we actually give the youth give the youth this did I say benefit of doubt to actually show themselves and lead wisely. Look at the entertainment industry, for example. We've seen that, even look at the recent movie that came out, was actually directed by a youth, Kemi Adetiba, the King of Boys. We saw the way a lot of people had reviews on it, and we commended the innovation, the creativity skills. It's not easy to manage a business. We've seen that a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business that have come out in this present century are managed by youth, and they are doing exceedingly well. They've actually had the support from they themselves, even with little or nothing, they've been able to build brands, build things in their their brand in their favor. We actually have the zeal, we actually have the discussion, we have fresh ideas to actually bring on board and actually take this country forward. What Nigeria needs is not just about their leadership skill. We need innovation, we need creativity, and these are centered on the youth per se. The youth have this, and they are willing to put their foot out there. If not majority, if not all, but we have seen them do things, the media, the technological aspect, that's the fintech. We've seen a lot of areas, even manufacturing, production, you see a lot of these businesses are centered and they are actually in control of the youth, and they are doing exceedingly well. Then imagine when you give them leadership position, they will rule with so much determination to succeed. And going back to the past, we saw the past president, he was in his youth when he actually led Nigeria, and he led with an eye of his hand. And it was for that reason people clamored that he should come back to rule. We thought that it would be the same experience they must have experienced in the time past that he was going to actually put forward. And now the problem with our old generation is that they are giving so much room for Kabbalism and then Godfatherism to take place. The youth are just starting out. They do not have the finance that can actually make them lobby for such positions. So imagine now that they don't have it, finance won't be the issue. They will just want to succeed to actually prove a point. So you see, there's no this issue of wanting to be corrupt because they already have it so much in their hands. No, they want to actually prove a point, and with that, there's every likelihood they will do well if they don't put the finance in place. But now we know that electioneering in Nigeria, I'm speaking from experience, involves money. It involves money. But now if you take out this money part out of the youth and allow them lead out of their zeal and strength, you'll see a lot to do better. In fact, we do even more than what our predecessors have done. The Buhari Idiagbon regime of 1983, we've seen there are a lot of highlights. The war against indiscipline, and this was because he had the energy. He had the energy to rule. He had the energy. He had even if he wasn't far read or he wasn't far enlightened, but the energy was there, and this the youth possess. I think on this note, I feel the youth can actually lead on this strength. And you see, the youth also have unity of purpose.
you saw what the recent NSAS movement, there was a unity of purpose. No leader, no specific person coming out, but you see the support. They know what they want. They know, and at the end of the day, even without the leader, they came up with policies that they wanted to actually put on the ground for effective measures to be taken and to be taking effect. If, for example, this multitude of people can come together to say, okay, this is what they want, there's actually a unity of purpose, and unity of purpose is powerful to take Nigeria forward. And all these are also part of experience. You won't tell me that because it's just because the years in which our old generation have actually lived give them the number of experience. Like I've said, even this technological advancement and development, the youth are experienced in that. The youth are experienced in their creativity, their creative abilities, their experience. So what then is experience? Experience is actually objective. It depends on whoever is in that position. And when we talk, like I said, those things are important to taking this country forward to the next point that we are looking forward to. And I think the youth have this capacity, and we should actually give them a chance to do better and do best. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's our Honorable Juliet. Honorable Barrister Juliet has given her own powerful side to the debate. Thank you very much. We move forward again. We are going to allow every chief speaker, the two chief speakers, to come back again, this time 3 minutes to give their last submission. 3 minutes each, 3 minutes each for the chief speakers to give their last submission. Then we will give our counts and follow up. So I'm opening up again to Honorable Adeoye. Honorable Adeoye, you have 3 minutes to give your last submission.
Thank you very much for this wonderful debate and all what has been said. It's great. Well, we have been talking about young people coming to power, but there's something we do not actually look into. If we look at the demography of Africa, most of our leaders are older people. Why? Democracy in Africa is young. I think the oldest democracy in Africa may not be more than 40 years. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And if we look at the countries that have been mentioned, examples that have been given, in Europe, as far as Australia and New Zealand, these people had 500 to 600 years of reformation. They've enjoyed the time of Martin Luther when he started the Reformation in Germany. It spread all over Europe. So it's been centuries of trial and error. And in fact, there you even find the Nazis that came up. Despite the Reformation that took place in Germany. So there was the Second World War. And the Germans said, no more, no more. And after the Second War, Adenauer so it kept maturing. It is not the youth that demanded. It is the nature of it. My mayor, the mayor of the city that I am now, he's 32. But the first mayor, I looked at the account after the Second World War in this town or in this area was 79 years old. So if we're looking at the situation in Nigeria with 200 million people, the gentleman mentioned that only 2% of the population are older than 65 and more. To be very honest with you, there's an adage that says, old age and wisdom makes life smoother for the young. Now, but they meant old age with dignity. So unfortunately, we do not have that in the history of Nigeria up to now. Somebody mentioned when this military junta were in power, they were in power forcefully. And that was not democracy. So very much so, the strength they had was to kill and put people in prisons, including Obasanjo, who actually found, I mean, one of the most cruel men who came to power in Nigeria was Abacha, slaughtering and killing people. He had the strength, right? He could kill. So we have to be careful not to give into the hands of young people who are not reformed. So I believe that in Nigeria, we need someone who has experience and is of age, and someone that can move things, and someone who will have the mandate to change the situation in Nigeria. Finally, in Sierra Leone, I just met with the former president of Sierra Leone yesterday, and he was recounting to me when he became a president. He turned that country, with his experience, he was 70 or even maybe 65 or so, I'm not sure. He turned the country to one of the most peaceful countries in West Africa, from a war-torn to a peaceful country. So let me just stress my case. But we need experience, just like everybody was referring to Moses. I said about Moses, 40, 40, 40. 40 in the palace, he couldn't be experienced enough to be, to lead the people of Israel. He needed another 40 years to be blended from aggression to be, a leader of Israel. And then he had 40 or other 40 years to lead the people of Israel. When we talk about technology, the latest technology just happened 15 years ago. And people jump on the wagon, and those who are, trial and error. Look at the Yahoo kids, what they are doing. They're creating problems to the world. So basically, let's move in and agree that for us to now talk about 25 years or 35 years to be leader in Nigeria is still an error. So 2023 is not far enough. Let's do and give room that it comes naturally. That's my take. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm not taking side though, but this take I'm not taking side, but this last one.
You're not taking side.
No, I'm not taking side. No, I'm not taking side, but Honorable smashed this one. I must confess. The microphone bring out fire. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Honorable Fela, come in, join the discourse and introduce the other speaker for the second round. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. So just like I said, the debate is not over before Honorable McGodwin gets ahead of it himself, because they're already taking sides. Even though we pleaded and we pledged.
No, but listen to you heard the words he said. He hits the thing. I mean, there is what you call sharpshooting. If you come close to military.
I particularly like the way he explained his Moses theory. Initially, he mentioned the 40 years, and he made it look as if at 40 years Moses was young.
That's correct.
But he then came back to say that the job. That was a very, very smart one. Okay, so to finish off the third round of this debate session, I would like to call on Honorable Khalid Balogun once again to finish up. Honorable Khalid Balogun, you have the floor. Please don't forget you have just 5 minutes to round up.
No, sorry, 3 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, 3 minutes. Oh, okay, 3 minutes, please.
All right, thank you very much. Well, even though the other speaker spoke for more than 3 minutes, I don't want to seem like it's biased. I will come back from the last point when you said Yahoo guys are doing some things, they are bastardizing. I mean, the Yahoo guys that are doing it, we have senior Yahoo guys in Nigeria right now embezzling our funds. So when you talk about Yahoo, small Yahoo, big man Yahoo, everybody is just stealing the money. So let's just not say, oh, the young people are the Yahoo people. The older people are also stealing and embezzling. I mean, the likes of Dezani, are they young? The likes of Meina, are they young? No, they are old people. So and then from his point, he made a mistake where he said democracy is new in Africa. When I read the book, Africa Underdeveloped Africa, democracy has always been in existence. And democracy is the, what's it called, for the people by the people. That is always what we have been adopting to the inception. There is always a village head, there is always a cabinet, and then they all have a resolution. So that is what is called democracy. And we have been having this since even before colonization. So don't let us mix all these things together and let these white people come and start telling us what is not. Democracy has always been in existence. Our Obas, our whatever have always been using democracy to sort out issues, even within our local communities. So democracy is not young. And even if democracy is young, there was a time we used to have older people at the helms of affairs across board. Now we are having younger people at the helms of affairs. Why? Because we feel that younger people can actually do it better. So let Nigeria also emulate from that one and see how we can do it. Because when we talk about experience in Nigeria is nothing to write home about. Me, I cannot point to somebody and say, oh, I want to be like that person. Because they are just embezzling money. You see from this place to this place, there's problem. From this place to this place, there's problem. And all you need as a leader is wisdom, which Jesus had the wisdom. At 33 years, he was able to do fine. So, and let us learn to grow, adapt, and the like. And I have a message for our adults or generation X and Y. They have always believed that the youth will always be youth. They don't have sense. I mean, stop that prevailing restriction attitudes towards us and give us the chance to prove that we can actually do stuff, because the youths of nowadays have inspiring aspiration and wishful thinking, which we think that can be used to push the nation forward. Also, the youth today have the audacity to imagine, push the boundaries of possibility, and make the best of the world. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Everybody is coming stronger in their second round. Wonderful. Wonderful. This one, now we are caught up. Honorable Fela, are you seeing what is happening?
This is what we call Basgos. Seriously.
This is real Basgos.
This is what we call Basgos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. While we go on the calculating points, the microphone is open to individuals and comrades, friends that want to add to the conversation, to the debate. So now we're open to those that want to add to it, while the moderators and judges go behind the scene to calculate and bring the results. So while we're doing that, you're open to give your own side. Those of you that are, yes, go ahead. Chief Tony Talkland, you're open, but it doesn't add to your count. Remember, you're just speaking on the free part.
Yes.
On the free note, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, and great respect to all speakers. I just want us to realize what we're talking about. We are talking about the chief executive officer of our country, presidency. That is one. Two, I want us also to realize that we shouldn't corner the debate to this retiring age, pension age. And most of the examples given, or we have at the back of our mind, are people who were not really Democrats. They were mostly career military men. So we have to be careful. And now we have a crisis. We have a crisis at this very position we're talking about. It's been a crisis, and this crisis shouldn't exceed 2023. We should take it, pick it along. Anybody who cannot really manage this democratic affair, who cannot tolerate left and right, who cannot even integrate this technology you're talking about. There are some of the young people, they take one side of the technology. They don't even take the other side of the technology. So this is really my own point. We are talking about the presidency. We're not talking about the overall government or the president can now begin to help the youth to come into the system, and the youth too have to realize that leadership is for all. Currently, I don't see that. I spoke to so many senators, I met so many of them, I met so many young, I didn't see really this kind of dynamism or this urge to step in at this position we're talking about. This crisis deserves somebody who knows what is wrong and who can even connect with the outside leadership. We are not going to solve only our problem alone. Definitely, we need international communities. And deals are made somewhere there. So that's my own point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Ambassador Toklan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What you just said now, probably if you had said it earlier, maybe you would have added to your points, because you just gave some good points there now too. But it's a good one. Now, the discussion is vital. What we didn't specify actually is if it's leadership as a whole or the presidency. But you just said that now, making us know that we're talking about the presidency. But we're also adding to that the new leadership of Nigeria should it have more experienced, aged people, or just young people as they want it? So, but you've explained more with your last take. Thank you very much. So what we'll do now is I'm going to call, yes, I'm seeing some great men that we cannot neglect their presence. Some great people, we cannot neglect their presence. The great Honorable Collins Nweke, the discussion is going on, sir. We are discussing hot here. You should have heard what they've been saying. Knowledge has been dropping. The discussion is age and experience relevant criteria for the next, let's put it like that, for the next leadership in Nigeria? Honorable Collins, what do you want to say to us?
Well, thank you. I missed the conversation. I mean, it's like being in two places at the same time. I've always intended to be part of this conversation, but
oh dear.
You know, I've had a series of interviews lined up, so I joined in as soon as I could.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, very seriously, it is not a this or that answer. I think it's a matter of this and that. Age and experience, they are very much needed. I mean, there is this popular saying that you cannot, you know, barb the hair of somebody in the person's absence, you know. So if you say you want to have youth-friendly policies in place as a government, which is inevitable, you cannot do that without the input of the youth themselves, and that their input has got to be strategic. And the only way to actually get their strategic you know, input is to be sure that they are part of it. If you are not on the dining table, if you are not on the dining table, you are on the menu. So what Nigerian youths are saying is that they want to be on the dining table, they do not want to be on the menu. And so the older generation coming in with their experience, guiding them, and the younger generation seeing things from a completely different perspective, actually, you know, end up together to, you know, get what is required. I mean, you can, as parents, you can see that in your homes, you know, where as parents with your huge experience and all of that, you come up with ideas, but if you have the listening ears of your teenage children, you are able to actually, you know, derive very, very, you know, important points from what they are saying. You may not agree with those things, but it can't always be about you as the parents. Sometimes it has to be about them and their world and how they see it. And I believe that government should be, constituted in that manner. Thank you.
Wow. It's a good one. Thank you so much, sir. You know, you just helped the generation. You know, there's the grouping, Generation X and Y and the Generation Z, which are this newer generation. And you just helped the Generation X and Y. Okay. Do we still have more open dialogue, open people that want to put in their own input from the crowd, from the public? Yes, if we don't, then we will go ahead with the count. Honorable Ifela, are you there? Are you ready to?
Yes, I.
Okay, now this is what we've done for the contestants. We are giving you with we are grading it with a grade of 25 for each aspect of the contest. We have 25% for delivery. Delivery is the delivery of your speech, your debate. We have 25% for your presentation, how you present it. We have 25% for your time management. But because of network, we consider some other things also, because some people have network issue. Then we have 25% for what we call key points. Another word for key point is punchline. And we have 25% for confidence. How confidently were you able to say what you said, not minding who you're talking, who could be annoyed or anything, So 25% for, I think it's 5 of the 5 of the aspects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives us 100% for all. So I'm opening to Abuja, African Democratic Congress headquarters. Ifela, can you give your own evaluation, please?
Can you just give me a few minutes to just round up?
Okay. Few minutes to round up.
Go first, sir.
Okay. Okay, a few minutes to round up. But let me say this before we give our evaluation. You've all spoken well. Yes, one thing that we didn't emphasize that Chief Ambassador Tokland is this age difference we are saying. We are actually saying the same thing, but the thing is an older of that age. But obviously, we all here, obviously, we don't want these grandpapas, these 80 to 90 years ruling us. I think we all agree to that. Yes. So we're talking of this age limit of for example, the Generation X and the Generation Y. We're talking of the age of 50 to 65 to 70. We can do with that. But when you begin to your 80, you should be in the old people's home. That's how I see it. And I know we all probably agree to that age limit. So, but this other group are saying that it should even be lesser. We're talking of 20 to 30 years and maybe maximum 40 years. This is what the Generation Z are trying to say, that they want it more younger. They don't even want the 60 years and the 70 years. They want even lesser age. So, but in all, we're almost saying the same thing. We don't really want the old age, frail, gray, band walking, no coordination, papa, and coming to lead us. We want to end that. Then Honorable Collins just said something now. In what matters also is what these young people could offer. We've had cases where some young people have also had a chance at leadership in Nigeria, but they didn't do so well. In fact, they did wrong even. You know, there was one time a House of Rep House leader, you know, and he was just a young man that could change some narrative, but he was there for himself, you know. So when we see such things, coupled with the one that just happened some weeks ago, our young man, you all know him, the politician, trying to decamp, change party, all in the name of, you know, where he will get contract and where the money is, where the, you know. So when you see those kind of things, you begin to wonder, will these young people, can they be trusted? So it's not only about the fintech and the technology that the young people can operate and can do very well in. It is about also character. It is about value. It is about a young person that has what it takes to lead. What it takes to lead is not just technology in this time. Yes, a lot of young people are tech savvy. A lot of young people understand the technology world, but it's not only about that. You know, it is more also like Honorable Collins said, there is more to it, so much more. So let's hear the headquarter with her evaluation, and we'll go on to the next level. Are you ready for us, madam? Are you ready, madam? Madam Ifela? She's still counting.
Almost, because I think you added. I actually made it 20. Make some adjustment.
Okay. No, but you said we'll make it 25, 25.
You can go for that.
Okay. So anyway, okay, let me do my own evaluation. Your network has gone off. Madam Ifela, your network. Okay. Madam Ifela, you can as well just put the audio. If your network is not going right, make audio, remove the video. We didn't hear you. Remove the video. Okay, we don't want to take time, people's time. It's actually a 1 hour program. And apart from reading out the scores, apart from looking at the competitive side of it, we want to say that this is beautiful. This is a very, very, very great initiative ADC has, and it's a wonderful event. Yes, the ability to gather ourselves and debate like this. And in that view, we've said we'll be doing this hopefully once every month. Once every month, we'll be doing these debates. And we want to see more hot insights, discussions, and everything. So this is wonderful. This is good. This is a good one, a noble cause, and hopefully it will lead to some great results. Thank you very much for all taking your time to be here. Thank you also for the participants and all those that have been involved. Yes, madam, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm ready. Can you?
Yes, we can hear you. You can just make your audio, remove the video. Remove your video if,
okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so Godwin said the calculation was by 25% each for every debater. And we follow the process of, okay, someone said something.
Yes, okay.
Honorable.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Go ahead.
He said it was very, very to the points.
Go ahead.
For us, in person delivery and presentation, that's for the first round. I gave it 5%. So he really was able to manage his time quite well. Initially, he had 10 minutes and he was able to finish up within that time. Line for the first round, I gave him 95%. And for the second round, I mean, that's for the third rather, for Honorable Adeoye, for delivery and presentation, 25%. For time, again, he was able to manage his time quite well, 25% also. Then for punchline, I gave him 25% this time around, because his punchline was more like a for the third round. And for confidence, again, of course, 25%, making 100. So for the first round, I have 5 over 100. Third round. For our other main speakers, for delivery and presentation, I gave him 25. For yes, I know that the first 10 minutes of his time, he had some network hiccups, but I was actually able to get some points from his end quite well for the first 5 to 6 minutes before the network problem happened and was given like extra time. But even at that, with engagement for him, 23 out of 25. But for punchline, he has 25%, and for confidence, making 8 over 100. That's for the first round. Second round, 5 for punchline, 24, and for confidence, 5, making 99 out of 100. Now for supporting debaters, for supporting speakers, for chief top line, for delivery and presentation, I gave him 25%, time 23, and for confidence 25%, making sense. All support speaker for Gen Z, for delivery and presentation, 25%. For time management, I gave her 23, please, I think 1 or 2 minutes ahead of even. For punchline, I gave her 24, and for confidence, that's it for my hand, sir, Honorable Godwin.
Very good. You know what you could do? Because we didn't hear you very well. So
okay,
maybe you can just put it in the chat for us to just see the summary, not everything, just yes, because we didn't hear you very clear.
I'll just put the breakdown.
Yes, thank you very much. So from my end, yes, just go ahead with that. Thank you very much, Honorable Fela. When you put it there, I can see clearly and probably read it out louder and better also. Okay, from my end, we started with the Generation X, and that's Honorable Adeoye, Stephen Adeoye. And like we said, we have delivery, presentation, time, key point, which we call punchline, and confidence. So for delivery, I have 18% for Honorable Adeoye. Presentation, I have 18% out of 25 also. And time, he was very good with the time. So I gave him all of the time, 25%. And for punchline, I give Honorable Adioye 20%. For confidence, I gave him 18%. I'm talking of both the two, the first round and the second round. So in all, I give Honorable Adioye 97% over 100. Thank you very much. And for Honorable Balogun, punchline delivery representing the Generation Z. Delivery, I give him 18%. Delivery, 18%. Presentation, I give Honorable Balogun for first round and second round. Presentation, I give him 20%. And sorry. And for time management, because he had network issue, so it's not really his fault, it's technology. For time management, I just gave him 19% for time management. Then for key points, his second round was real profound. He came out stronger with more punchline. So added to the first one for his Honorable Balogun's key point, I gave him 22%. I gave him 22%. And for confidence, I gave him 20%. That's Honorable Balogun. And everything is 99 over 100, 99. So he has 99. Then we move forward to Honorable Talkland, that was assisting, supporting Honorable Adioye. Honorable Talkland, for delivery, I gave him 15%. For presentation, I gave him 15% also. And for time, he didn't even waste much time. I gave him the whole 25%. Then for key points, I gave him 15%. Excuse me. I give him 15% for key points. And for confidence, I gave him 18%. For confidence, I gave Honorable Talkland 18%. So in total, Honorable Talkland has 88% over 100. Then finally, our great barrister, Juliet, Assistant Speaker to Honorable Balogun, I gave her, for delivery, 18%. For delivery, I gave her 18%. Presentation was wonderful. So I gave her 22%. And her time management wasn't too good. She overlaps her time, but it's okay because she had network issue. So I gave her 17% for time. And her punchline, the key points, I gave her 20%. And confidence, well, bold lady, very, very bold. So for her confidence, I gave her 22% also. So in everything, she has 97 points. So we have Honorable Adioye, 97 points. We have Honorable Balogun, 99 points, is it correct? 98 points. And we have Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland, 88 points. And Honorable Juliet, 99, is it, am I correct? Yes, 99 points. So we have a tag here. We have a tag of Honorable Juliet and Honorable Honorable Adioye. They are tagging. So, but when we add up, what we will do now is add up the Generation X, their points to the other one. So we have 99 plus 97, 99 plus 97, we have 196. 196. Then we have the other one is 97. 97 plus 88. 88. We have 88. We have 186. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we do bring to the count with what we have here from what our evaluation is saying, Generation X, the ages of 50 to 70, Generation X and Generation Y has 189 points over 200. 189 points over 200. That's the two speakers together. And Generation Z, from the ages of 70 to the present age, has 196 over 200. So the winner for today's, this month's Independence Month, Independence Day, Independence Celebration, ADC Africa, ADC debate competition, the winner is Generation Z. Generation Z, that's Honorable Balogun and Honorable Juliet, Barrister Juliet. So let's just give a round of applause. Now, it was a keen contest. It was a fierce one, a very tough one. The Generation X still has a lot also that they gave. So what we're doing also is to continue with this. We're going to continue with this debate. And like I told my partner, Honorable Fela, we want to add something to it. It's not just going to be an ordinary thing. So there will be cash award, and we will reach out to companies, to organizations to see if they could also be add to it and support and sponsor. So stay tuned for that arrangement and be ready to go home with some juicy prize, something real nice to keep you, to make you know that you're doing great. So on that note, we say thank you all. Honorable Ifela, what do you have to say? Yes, I can see your rates here, your score.
Yes.
Okay, from Honorable Ifela, sorry, because she didn't speak out loud. From Honorable Ifela, I'm seeing her score. Honorable Ifela gave Ambassador Adioye 95% out of 100, and Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland 97% out of 100. Then that's for the Generation X. Then she gave Honorable Kela 98% out of 100, and Honorable Juliet 97% out of 100. So with that, from her side anyway, from her side, Generation X has Generation X has 92% of the percentage of 100, and Generation Z has 94%. So it still comes down to the same thing. That means Generation Z wins the debate competition. So once again, let's give a round of applause to Generation Z. So from both sides, the Generation Z won. But Generation Z, I know go grief for that next time, because we are going to come harder next time, because I'm in the Generation X, and but you guys had some real punchline. So thank you very much. Go ahead. Do you have something to say?
So yes, in addition, so now that the debate is over, I would personally, I would, so there's this thing we say in ADC, and that's the fact that we like to build our framework and our leadership institute, or our youth generation, so to speak. We like to build them up with this saying that's on the wisdom of elders and the strength of the youth. And from what everybody has said, the truth of the matter is, when we are looking at age, and we are looking at wisdom, and we are looking at experience, so to speak. You know? And yes, I know that we're talking about the presidency being the general seer of the country, not just a company, not just a community. We're not talking about a local government. We're talking about the entire. Yes, as much as a big deal, you know, but age, wisdom, and experience, they are very, very tough. Fortunately, in the country that right now, we are looking at experience.
Wow.
We are not almost at one another.
We're losing.
Oh,
yes,
can you hear me
yes,
now?
Your network is okay. Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I've turned off my video. So as opposed to what we have, you know, in much developed countries, an average Nigerian who is in university or who graduates from university graduates at the age of 22 years old, say 23 years old. You know, it's rare for you to see an average Nigerian youth that graduates at the age of 20. Before such a person goes for NYSC, returns and goes for masters, the person is in their 25 or, you know, early 30s or late 20s. And by the time the person wants to enter the, you know, job, you know, industry, so to speak, then they are also asking for 2 years experience, 3 years experience, 5 years experience, which says that actually, you know. But then when we're also talking about experience, there's leadership experience, there is people management experience, there's also politics or political experience, because that's very, very key. And the Nigerian youth that we have right now, you know, Nigerian youth, we don't really have lots of us who, yes, we have the people management skill, you know, we have the IQ, we have the leadership political skill. We're talking about skill. The real Nigerian political, you know, most of Nigerian youth as of right now are not that up to par. And that's where ADCs, you know, building you know, our platform and our foundation on the wisdom of the elders and, you know, the strength of the youth, that's where it comes in. And I believe that if you can have an amalgamation of a setup where, let's say, the presidential can in a, you know, early, and you will have like a vice presidential candidate who is, you know, lesser than.
Oh dear, we are losing you, Ifela. Okay, thank you very much for that submission. We don't want to take more time. It's been a beautiful event. We have rubbed minds with each other, and Ifela, your network is off. Okay, so
but I'm still with you. I'm with you.
Yes, but we can't hear you. Can you?
Still with you, sir.
It's all right then. So thank you very much once again. We are bringing this to a close now. It's been African Democratic Congress debate competition, independence revival, strategic compass for new Nigeria. And we had with us honorable men and women from all the corners. We had Honorable Juliet from Abuja, Honorable Juliet, ADC candidate for councillorship, Kubwa Ward, and she did so well with her presentation. We had Chief Ambassador Tony Talkland from Germany, but presently in Africa, and he gave his own beat and he did so well. Also, crowning it all for the Generation X corner was Honorable Kela Balogun, the conveyor of the social reform movement in Africa. Then topping it all as the king on the Generation Y corner was my very good friend, Honorable Stevens Adioye, And he came back the second round and scattered everywhere. And we were forced to put our hands together for him because he said it so well. Moses had to go through life for another 40 years to learn leadership skill. Can you imagine? So that first 40 years was like a wasted time. So he had to go another 40 years. So that's it, Generation Z. Sometimes the age matters, experience matters. You know, you need mentors. You need to learn. You need to get some skills, and that is not just this computer thing. Yes, you guys are awesome with computers and technology, but there's more to it. Moses was obviously good with computer, but God wanted him to learn some human skills that was with computer. Thank you very much. On this note, I say thank you for coming, each one of you. Thank you for using your data, your bandwidth, your phone data, your everything to be in the program. And like we said, we want to make it better. This is like a test run. Next time, we're coming stronger with some incentive to it. Next time, we're bringing a tougher topic.
Yeah.
Next time, it's going to be more fun. So good night. Happy Independence Day.
And vision. So a quick one, Honorable Godwin.
Go ahead.
This debate platform is to even get to a point.
Oh, every time you begin to talk, it goes off. Ouch.
It's where we can
we can hear you, mommy. What?
Imagine having Chief Olusegun Obasanjo as well. Imagine Chief Olusegun Obasanjo as one of our debaters.
It will come. That's nothing. It will happen.
Exactly. So that's the dream. That's the dream for this debate platform. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Good night, and have a beautiful weekend also. Bye-bye.
Good night, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Honorable Phillips. Yes, I see Phillips. Okay.